Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. All honor, glory, and praise be to our one and only Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I was sitting here thinking, and just how some people's way of thinking it's mind-boggling. Because sometimes you can have people standing up in your face that ain't nothing but straight up trash. Straight up trash. And then they end up thinking they're better than you. I know when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with something that's psychotic. But as it pertains to the individual that started a battle with me, how in the world can something like that think it is better than me? People really do, demons really do lie to themselves. How in the world can something like that, with that reputation that it has, with the life that individual has lived, the type of lifestyle that it was living even when it was very young, how in the world can something like that think it's better than somebody like me? That is just unbelievable. And to be so cocky and arrogant and ain't nothing but a piece of filth. Somebody that is nothing. And even when it was younger, there were people that knew it was nothing and never had anything good to say about it and never felt as if it was good enough for me. But yet and still something like that prances around on this planet as if it thought it was better than me. And from what I understand, it thought it was better than me. How in the world can something like that has nothing? And I'm not saying somebody has to have a lot of material possessions, but I'm talking about this individual didn't even have a car, but was bumming and thumbing rides with other dudes, had nothing, has been homeless all of its life. And I'm not speaking negatively about anybody out there that's homeless. I'm talking about this individual who was walking around on this planet as if it was God's gift to women. And it was not. And it never has been. How in the world can something that low, something that disgusting, and that ugly think it's better than me? The devil really does have some people's minds. I don't understand it. And then to try to challenge me to a physical confrontation. Oh my, if that bomb ever, y'all, I'm not going to talk too much about it right now, but you know what? Oh my gosh. This is a scum bucket that meticulously plans out every interaction. It's a predator. It's a predator. It's the type of individual that sits back and think. And when you look at its posture a lot of times, you can tell that it is thinking and analyzing and have different thoughts running through its mind, how to do what to whomever. Very calculating individual. Manipulative. Very strategic. Wicked. Wicked. Very wicked. Conniving. Arrogant. Pompous. For no reason. And it ain't nothing. Even there was somebody in its own family that was talking about how it was trying to act like it was something. You know, and its own family knew it was nothing. The person's mother said it was a piece of you know what. And she didn't lie about it. And she used a bad word, but I'm not going to say what she said, but you can about imagine what she called it. She said he's a piece of you know what. She was right. Whoever you are out there, your mother was right about you. And if you ever come at me again, oh my gosh. But you won't, because you a punk. Oh my gosh, whoever you are. Because I don't even know the individual, to be honest. You know, it's funny how a lot of times, you know, in your youth, let's just say, for those of you that had friends in high school, you know, you really probably didn't know half the people that you were hanging out with. And I'm not saying I hung out with people. You know, I didn't have friends in high school, but I was just saying, you know, there are people that you could have hung around or hung around you. You really don't know people. You really don't. You're better off by yourself until you can read spirits. You know, who knows anything about reading spirits when you're a youngster, you know? But I'm telling you guys, that individual is disgusting. You know, if I could only just tell you guys what the real deal was, but not right now. And I'm only speaking about this because the person came at me and targeted me publicly. And don't nobody come for me like that, and I don't come back at them. That individual has always been ate up with jealousy. It used to ride around with a dude that it was jealous of. The dude had a new Z24. And the person that came from me used to ride around, I think, and drive it, trying to make people think it was his. He didn't have a car. He couldn't afford a car. He was a lowlife that really didn't want anything out of life other than for people to hand it something. And its mother and its sisters would cater to it. That's why it was just a worthless piece of nothing that wouldn't even work. But wanted everybody to hand things to it. It even said something about it having a woman or something that would take care of it. And it was referring to some female that it hooked up with and was living at some older man's house. And saying something like, he had a woman that would take care of him. I'm thinking, you dirty bum. You ought to be out working, taking care of yourself. What woman is dumb enough to take care of you unless she's running game on you to destroy you later on? Really. He would treat her like trash. I think he wrecked her car and like scarred his head up or something. I don't know. He was just trash. And she looked miserable, whoever she was. And of course, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. But, you know, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just not. I'll put it this way. I deliberately destroyed his foundation. Because, see, like I said, when I got business I need taken care of, something like that is going to do what I say. It ain't going to be the other way around. And then when my business is taken care of, it can kick rocks. And that's how that's going down. But see, that's probably what it was mad about. But I don't care. Because it's about me. It ain't about that thing. It ain't about that ugly thing. It's about me. I don't send any messages to it necessarily. I've said pretty much all I have to say to it. But one thing I will say is I jacked up your situation, didn't I? Idiot. Like I said, don't nobody come for me. And I don't come back at them. It thought it had a female that was going to take care of it. I don't know who the female was, but I guarantee you that every foundation that it thought it was going to stand on, I snatched it. Because see, you don't come for me, and then I don't come for you. Now, I'm not trying to like throw stone for stone, but I ain't nobody's punk. Believe that. Y'all, I'm not even gonna get into it right now anyway. But like I said, had that individual never came for me, I would have never came back at it publicly. But when you come at me on a public platform, I'm coming back at you on a public platform. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's that individual, old, busted, ugly females from high school or whatever. I don't care who it got together with. You come for me, I come for you. And that's the way the game gonna be played. That's just how it is. This way. So I guess that ugly person wasn't the only one that's strategic. Because I know I am.